Teenage Brother. 1, 2, 3, 4. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Jay. Yo, we're back with another one, and this time, this one's special. This one, we finally got these. We got the 2003 TMNT figures from Super 7. Them ultimate joints, man. I've been waiting for these for so long. After delay, after delay, after delay, they're finally here. And it's time to crack these bad boys open. Now, we're going to start off with Leo. Now, it looks like, I know the accessories look a little light. We're going to get into that. I know. But, you know, they're upping the cost of the figures and getting rid of the outside shipper and giving us less weapons, laying people off. It's not a good look, man. It's not. But I'm still excited to have these in hand. All in all, the whole debacle with the shipping and everything, I'm going to put that past me, and I'm going to open these bad boys up and enjoy them. So let's start off with my man Leonardo here. Ultimates. I can't wait. Ultimate Leonardo. This is... The lighting in here is trash. Sorry about the lighting in here. Let me try to brighten things up a little bit. There we go. We got some light on this situation. All right. Lighting is much better now. We got Ultimates Leonardo. Looking all cool in the packaging. Swords and heads and turtle tail. What is that thing? A shell cell? Yeah, that's what it is. Got Leo on the front here. Got that, that's some old school artwork. I don't think that's new. They ain't like NECA where they draw, like they make up the new artwork for the packages. They stole that from an old promotional image. So let's turn it to the side here. Got nothing on the side here. Just a couple buildings and whatnot. On the back, got another promo shot of Leonardo here. Another one. These are definitely reused parts. They're reused images from the 2003 like promotional stuff. Leonardo, the selfless slicer with the tenacious twin katana. So yes, I can't wait to dive into this guy. This is gonna be amazing. Oh, I've been waiting for so long, yo. Let's crack him open.
1, 2, 3, 4. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
All right, y'all. Let's take a look at Leo outside the package here, looking so cartoon accurate. Everything from the eyebrows up there, from the top of the eyebrows to the chin, that's like straight out of the cartoon, man. It looks exactly like the cartoon. Like from the neck area. The shell is a little bit off. It's actually a little bit more round in the show. With the squared off kind of shoulders. This is so accurate. These are the first of its kind. I'm so glad to get these. The scale is perfect. I think the scale really is perfect, and I'll show you some different shots of different Leos throughout different lines of Super 7 and NECA, different Leonardos. I feel like it's a good size, it's a good weight, it's not too heavy, it's not too light. I know a lot of people were saying that the plastic feels a little bit cheap. In some areas, yes. In some areas, no. Like the regular plastic, like the arms and everything, it feels like any other figure to me. It doesn't feel like cheap. But when you get to the shell here, this front piece that kind of wraps around, this does feel a little bit flimsy. It's very thin up at the top here and very thin at the bottom. So look at that. Look how thin that is, right? I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's a very thin plastic piece. So maybe that's where people are saying it feels kind of cheap. But to me, yeah, this is a very soft plastic too. So this belt, it does feel a little flimsy, but I guess that, you know, they needed flexibility for Raph and Mikey who store their weapons inside their belt. So I get that. Everything else feels pretty good though. The bandanas back here, these are a nice soft plastic. You know, nothing rigid, nothing too hard, nothing breakable if you drop it, so that's good. I think it came out really well. I really do. I think these figures are nice. I've finally got some 2K3 figures up in here, man. Been waiting for these for a minute, and they look great. They look really great. I do have a couple complaints, though, when it comes to the accessories, but other than that, they look fantastic. Now, let's go over some of the articulation here. I'm actually going to start off in the back here. So we're going to start off with the articulation and the bandana. This pops out. So like the NECA figures, right? these actually will pop out, and you can swap it with the other head. So I'll show you that in a little bit. And then the head's on a ball joint, and there's a double joint. So there's a double joint at the head and in the neck there. So you can get that to the right, to the left. You can get that up, all the way up like that. You can get that down pretty good. You can move that neck all the way around. You got the arms on a ball joint here, and it's kind of like a ratchet joint. So you can hear it like kind of click into place. So you can move that up about that high. You can get his arms in a really good range of movement there. And then you got the bicep swivel. Now we have new and improved. You got the elbow joints. You got the doubles at the elbows here. People are saying it looks kind of awkward. And in certain poses, it is going to be a bit awkward looking. But, I mean, hey, we got double joints. These guys are ninjas. They're supposed to be doing crazy ninja type, you know, moves and, you know, moving like ninjas. So we're going to need those double joints. And I feel that's a lot better than the single joints. So I'll show you a picture here compared to the first Super 7 Leonardo release and how different those elbows and how much movement you can get out of them now. Let's get down to the wrist here. So the wrist is on a ball joint. You got the hold your sword aloft kind of joint right here where it's not like your typical hinge joint where you know, up and down. It's kind of like angled like this. So you can see that it's kind of angled a little bit differently on this one. I wonder if they're all like that. No, okay, yeah, okay. So this one is the up and down hinge. And then this one is the forward and back hinge. I don't even know how I would describe that, but I can just show you. So there's that. Pop that back in there, put that hand there. Then we'll go to the torso here. There's some torso articulation, so you can rock his body side to side. No loose joints on this guy, thank God. The joints are nice and super tight. Then you got the ball joints at the thighs here. You can get them all the way up. I'll show you a picture of some kicks here, how high he can get his leg up. It's crazy. And then you got the double joints at the knees, of course. Fine addition, real fine addition to these figures. I like the double jointed knees. And then you got the hinge and the rocker joint at the ankle. So all in all, you're going to get these guys in some pretty dope poses. I've already been messing around with these things. That's why it took me so long to review it, because I've just been messing around with them and just like trying to pose them like the old figures, like these guys. But having some fun, man. But now it's time to get to work. It's time to review these guys. Looking straight, cartoon accurate. I feel like the colors might be off a smidge. Like I think he's supposed to be a little bit darker, but I ain't gonna complain about that. I'm just glad to have him in hand, man. I really am. Yeah, I'm just glad that somebody's finally doing a 2K3 version of the Turtles, because it's long overdue. But when it comes to, let me see, I was gonna mention something else. Yeah, okay, the paint apps. Yes, there's not too many paint apps on this guy. Like, there's pretty much everything is molded in, like, the color it's supposed to be. But I feel like they could have made things a little bit darker. They could have made the spell a little bit darker. The pads look like they are painted a little bit lighter. There's, like, the regular pad, and it looks like it's painted a little bit lighter. The blue bandana, the eyes are painted. There is a little bit of a wash. I don't know if it comes across on camera or not, but there is a bit of a wash on the body. I noticed it on all of them. It's a little bit different. Leo's is like a almost like black, but like a really dark kind of color. You can kind of see it in the muscle definition right there. So he's got a bit of a wash. I can't tell about the shell though. I think mine just has like a few spots that are just weird, but I don't think there's a wash on there. And then you got some paint apps back here on the sheaths. And, of course, on the weapons and the shell cell. So, yeah, a really great figure. I'm digging this guy. Across the board, you're going to get the same exact figure with all 4 turtles, just different heads and different weapons. Speaking of weapons, there isn't a whole lot of weapons going on with this guy. If you compare them to past Super 7 releases, like the first Leonardo here, he got a weapons rack. He got his weapons that were colored. He got ninja stars. He got pizza. He got the turtle comm open and closed, right? This is really bare bones, man. It's like you get the figure, one swappable head, the weapons, 3 pair of swappable hands, and a shell cell that doesn't close. You don't get the closed version. So with the amount of money, we're paying the same amount of money, but we're getting less stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what's up with that. I feel like that's kind of a kick in the pants. But like, yeah, I don't get it. He could have came with so much more stuff. Ninja stars. He could have came with, in the intro and in one of the episodes, I'll post the episode here, he actually rode a scooter. Like, he had that scooter. You could have threw that in there. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's so much more stuff. Like you don't have to copy NECA's formula of getting different, like, specific episodic, like, items and throwing them in there. But at least have a little bit something more for your money. You know what I'm saying? At least throw a little bit more in there, because this is just kind of a pathetic offering for what we're paying. And older figures come with so much more stuff. So that's kind of like like one of my only really big complaints about this figure is like it doesn't come with enough stuff. Getting to some of the accessories now. Now he's gonna come with 2 grabbing hands already on, so you could throw his sword in his hand. They fit pretty good. I noticed all the weapons seem to fit pretty good, except for Raph, but we'll get into that when I do the review. So he holds his sword like that. Pretty good. It's not all loosey-goosey, so I like that. And then he comes with, let me stand him up there. It does take a little bit to get him standing, though. So 2 fisticuffs. And 2 kind of open hands like this, and you can get them in different poses like that. Uh-oh, Shadow's ringing the bell. She's ready to go out and go to the bathroom. Hold on, girl. Give me 1 second. And then we got the shell cell here. Nice painted piece right there. So we got the shell cell. Too bad it didn't come with a closed version of the shell cell. You know, like, that would have been dope. Give us a little bit more stuff. So we got that. Very nice piece. Then you have his signature weapons, his katana. And we'll talk about that right now with the blue and the yellow at the top. Nice painted right there. My gripe with these is that they're not silver. Like, they could have painted this like a metallic silver, and that would have popped. It would have been nice to have like a nice metallic silver paint on these swords. But they're just like molded in like this white, you know, this like white, and it's like kind of off-putting. It's like the swords are meant to be metal. They're meant to be like silver. Like, these are like white, like an off-white. It doesn't make sense. I think it would have really popped if they had painted these silver. So I might actually do some custom work myself. Now, going to the swords, we're going to put these in the sheaths back here. There's a certain way you have to do it so you can get it to fit a little bit better. Let me see. So yeah, I did it wrong. So I did it wrong on purpose. So what I did was I put this side in first, and you see how far it goes? If you turn this around like this, you can get it further in. So you got to have the point facing downwards, and then you can slide that bad boy in a little bit more. Is it downwards or upwards? Yeah, it's downwards. And there you have Leo's sword in the sheath. Now we get to this last piece here. I'm not going to do the other swappable heads in the pack just yet. That's going to be its own review. So wait on that one. That's going to be after Donatello. We're going to swap out this head here. Oh, God. My bad. And then we're going to pop on this other head here. So it's more of a kind of smirking face right there with the... It kind of reminds me of this face. See any similarities? So he's got a kind of got that smirk going on right there. I'll put them side by side so you can get a good look at those two. I'm not sure what Playmates was thinking when they made these figures. I'm not sure. I think they were cool at the time. When we first had them in 2003, they were dope. Loved them. But now that we're actually getting show-accurate figures, it's like, oh, man, what were they thinking, dude? But they did have a nice, you know, this was a nice paint job, man. They had, like, the shading on the shell there, and then just, I like the look of the figure. It was cool looking. They had a dark shell there, but it didn't look anything like the cartoon. So it's about time. Thank you, Super 7, for bringing these out, man. I appreciate it. Even though you gave me quite the hassle trying to get my figures to my house. Yeah, that was kind of a pain in the butt. But I won't get into that. I already made a video about that. You can check it out. So we're going to swap this out right here. You could swap out this bandana piece like this. Got to be very careful. And you can swap it out with this Leo head if you want to. And that's always a cool thing about like the NECA figures, how you could swap out like the bandana pieces. So that's always been a cool thing. I'm glad Super 7 implemented that. So there you have it, guys. We got Leonardo, first one out the gate. So stay tuned for Raphael. He's coming up next. And all in all, like, I think these figures are great. If you're a 2003 fan, go pick these figures up. Like, they are dope. I don't know about this whole, I see a lot of people saying, oh, I'm going to wait till it drops down like to 40 or 30 bucks. I don't think that's always going to be the case. I think that was a rare exception where it happened with a few older figures where the prices dropped. You might get lucky, but you might have to wait a few years for the prices to drop. Just go get them now. Like, it's not that expensive. Like, toy collecting is not a cheap hobby, but like $55 is not, you know, breaking the bank. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, go pick these guys up, man. 2003, you guys have been waiting just as long as I have. It's been so long, man. So anyway, thanks for watching. I'm gonna catch you guys in the next one, and peace.
Okay, I love you, bye-bye.